Hey folks, Deano here again. This time with another Gunpla Gundam Wing high grade review. Yeah, this is another high grade after Colony for Gundam Wing. This is the Heavyarms, which in terms of, like, if I was to rank all of the Gundams, this would probably be tied for my second favourite. The spoilers, the Death Scythe is my absolute favourite of all the Gundam designs in Gundam Wing. This guy, he's a close second. He is. Him and the Wing Gundam are tied for second. Then you've got Shenlong as my third favourite, and Sandrock is away down in the basement, like in a distant fourth. But yeah, this review is basically courtesy of you guys. Like, I cannot thank you enough for all the support that you guys have been giving me ever since I started, like, the affiliate links for AliExpress. Yeah, you guys have been using the link, and I honestly am so grateful. Right, honestly, it's blowing me away, like, just how supportive you guys have been in doing so. But yeah, this and the Death Scythe are literally courtesy of you guys. So yeah, thank you for that. And also, like, a couple of upcoming reviews, which, not going to spoil it, they're Dragon Ball related. Hopefully they get here soon. But yeah, those were partially funded by you guys as well. So yeah, enough of my ramblings. Let's get this guy off the turntable and take a look at the box. So yeah, unfortunately, as is typically the case with AliExpress, the boxes don't tend to survive very well in transit. Yeah, this one was the more battered of the two, which is why I built him first. I needed to make sure it was actually not broken into a million pieces on the sprue. But yeah, this is the Gundam Heavyarms. HG After Colony, the high grade After Colony line. Continuing on from, what was it that came first? The Wing Gundam HG, which I reviewed a bootleg of. Link will be at the end of the video if you want to see that. But yeah, basically in 2019, they started making the high grade Gundam Wing kits again, to everyone's amazement. Unfortunately, I missed them when they first came out, which is why I'm now reviewing them now. I am back fully into the Gunpla model kit sort of grind. So yeah, Heavyarms is technically the third Gundam of the five, but I'm reviewing him first for obvious reasons. So yeah, the box looks nice. Bandai Spirits 2020, made in Japan. On the side, we have website, Gundam Heavyarms. On the back, we have something written entirely in, is that Japanese? Yeah, that looks like Japanese, so yeah, couldn't tell you what that says, unfortunately. On this side, we have a nice picture there, with some nice little teases of the Sandrock, which is going to be the bane of my existence, let me tell you. And some pictures on the side of everything you can do with them. But yeah, basically, in some cruel twist of irony, the Sandrock Gundam is double the price of the rest of them. Like, he is over 40 quid at this point, which, for the one Gundam I really dislike, is really going to annoy me to have to purchase that. But the completionist in me has to have it. Like, I need all of them on my shelf. So yeah, it will come eventually, but I'm trying to look for a better deal than what I can find. Yeah, the Sandrock basically looks like a massive chicken. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It just looks horrendous. Like the coolest part of it is his oh, what do you call those curved swords? I know they're Middle Eastern in origin, sort of thing, but yeah, unfortunately the name of it is slipping my mind. But anyway, let's get the box out the way and take a look at his accessories. So yeah, in terms of accessories, he doesn't actually come with a lot. Well, he comes with what he needs to. Let's be honest. The Heavyarms doesn't have any melee weaponry apart from what's already pre-attached on him. He is very much more guns go brr than any sort of like close combat situations. But yeah, he comes with his signature, I believe it's a beam gatling it's called, which nicely slots onto his arm. So technically it's part of him. But you can put a hand on there if you so wish. Very nicely done. Of course, with all of these Gundams, I did do a little bit of panel lining just to bring out some of the details so they don't look quite as cheap. That is unfortunately something you have to do with Gunpla. Otherwise they just look like toys. But yeah, once he's panel lined a little bit, looks pretty good. Some nice panel lining there. I used brown for the reds because that's what it tells you to do. Only thing I didn't follow them with was the orange because there isn't really any details for orange, so I just went with the black. Came out really well anyway. But yeah, the Gatling looks good. Do really like it, and it even has a little handle which he can hold in both hands to sort of steady his aim. But I mean, this is Trowa we're talking about. He does not care about accuracy whatsoever. He just lets it rip. So yeah, we'll leave the cannon off for the rest. Technically an accessory is this right here, which is this sort of Swiss Army knife, which is about the size of a house when you think how big Gundams are. So yeah, always found this a little bit weird. I mean, technically you would want to take that hand off to be able to use it properly. Otherwise you're slicing right into your own hand. So yeah, but all in all, looks decent. I gave it a bit of silver Sharpie just to bring out the blade details. It comes with 6 pairs of hands, surprisingly. A pair of sort of relaxed hands there, which looks good. Do like that. There's one on them already in the package. The rest of these are completely superfluous because the Heavyarms doesn't really need to hold anything apart from that handle, as I said. So yeah, pair of grippy hands, standard affair, and something that they started doing with the high grade after colony line, which I honestly believe is exclusive to these Gundam Wing kits, is a nice edged or angled grip, which started with the Sandrock. Obviously, if you've seen my review of the Wing Gundam bootleg, he did not come with these, because even though they're technically part of the same line, there was like 5 years between releases. So yeah, also doubles as a thumbs up, which is very nice. Yeah, this will come in a lot more handy with beam sabers, which being a high grade kit, these are interchangeable with other kits. So yeah, that'll be really good for the Wing Gundam. I think the Death Scythe does come with them as well. And I would assume at this point the Shenlong and Sandrock both came with them. So yeah, Shenlong is on the way, by the way. He'll be here in a couple of days from my recording. Like, I can't guarantee it'll be like out in a couple of days. The review that is. But yeah, let's just shove a hand on here so it doesn't look out of place. And you can't really call them accessories, but I'm going to show it in this segment anyway. Being the Heavyarms, he has weaponry out of the wazoo. So you open that, reveals, oh, I forgot to do a bit of panel lining there. I need to come back and do that shortly. Apologies, I just cut my nails, so it's almost impossible to get these little doors open. He has Gatling lasers in his torso. I'm not actually sure where the cockpit is on this Gundam. Like, usually the cockpit's in the chest, but I don't really see that fitting. Or if it did, like, it would have to be really, really well insulated. Otherwise, you are not hearing anything once he starts firing. And some little missile pods down the bottom as well. So what the Heavyarms lacks in melee weapons, he really makes up for in other weaponry. Like, honestly, part of the reason I love this design so much, apart from the fact that it's like really colourful, like you don't really get Gundams with red and yellow. They're usually always like blue. Like, yeah, honestly. But I really like this extra added detail, and it's good that they made sure it was all included in the kit. So yeah, let's take a look at his articulation. I may as well just go straight into it. No point doing a cut, seeing as how we're already here. So yeah, details first. Really nice. Like I said before, with these kits, you do really need to give them a bit of panel lining, but once they do, they really come to life. You could also do a bit of weathering as well, but I think that's a bit too much for something that's... I mean, I'm not trying to go realistic with these kits. I'll probably add some of the like leftover stickers from the RG kits that I got, just to give them a bit of extra detail, but apart from that, they will be staying clean. But yeah, details, really nice. There's a lot of colour separation. One bit that's really annoying is these blue sort of arrows. Those are stickers, unfortunately. Would it have cost you that much, Bandai, to like make a little cutout here and just put it through? Like, I don't get that. It really brings down what is an otherwise great looking kit to me. But that's like the only issue I have. Like, there's a lot of colour separation in this guy. And what doesn't have colour separation usually has some good stickers, like these black sections here. I really like those. They don't look like stickers at all. So yeah. But other than that, pretty basic design. There's no wings or anything, so it was a lot easier to build than the wing kits that I've been doing. Honestly, doing the wings for those kits takes almost as long as building the figure itself. So yeah. In terms of articulation, you get standard high grade articulation, so you can look up a little bit. He can look down decently well, but he's not really looking anywhere. It goes straight into his chest. We have swivel, and we have tilt, and there you can see the joint there. It's literally just a two-piece joint that goes in. But then the Heavyarms isn't really known for acrobatics. Like, he is a gunner. He's not needing to slice and dice a whole lot. Which is kind of where this figure falls a bit flat, in my opinion. But yeah, arms can go up that far. The shoulders really impede it. They couldn't really work out a way to get rid of this panel. without making it look good. So unfortunately that is stuck there. Shoulders do the swivel really well. We do have a nice butterfly joint, which just popped out on me there. Standard high grade stuff, using polycaps for the joints, which are a sort of rubbery plastic. So they will deteriorate over time, unfortunately, but they get the job done. As long as you're not constantly messing around with it, it will do just fine. So we have bicep swivel, double joint at the elbow, which gets really good range for how bulky the shoulder is. And I just lost the hand. Hand is just a standard ball peg. Came in 2 pieces, the back piece and the front. Ab articulation, we get a bit of a swivel there, tiny bit of pivot. You can pop it out a little bit to get some extra range. He does have a bit of new articulation. I'll just take that off and show you. Where this hinge can give him a bit more of an ab crunch, but it does end up popping the waist out anyway. So yeah, more gimmicky than actual useful. Unfortunate, but it gets the job done. Hips. These side skirts can go out the way, as can these front skirts. And something new for the high grades is the butt flap is actually on a hinge now, which means it's not going to get in the way. So that's really good. You can kick up that far. You can kick back really far now. Thigh rotation. Because of these skirts, it's a bit awkward, but if you move them to the back, you can do the Van Damme splits. Really nice. He has double jointed knees, which get that much. And the feet are sort of on a hinge with a ball peg at the bottom. So you can get up that far, down that far. A lot of pivot for how bulky this figure is. Can pivot the other way as well. And standard for these kits, the foot can go backwards. This one can go a bit forwards as well. Just noticed that. I'm glad I tried that. And this piece gets out of the way really well. So yeah, he can technically stand on his toes. So yeah, that's actually really nice. I do enjoy that. So yeah, honestly, these kits for being like high grades are really impressing me so far. I am really liking them. So yeah, before we go, we can't go without him having his signature weapon right there. So if we just do that, we can have him in a nice little pose to finish up. Bring out the knife as well. So if he's going to slice and dice some Leos. Still not sure if I'm going to get the Leos. They are literally just cannon fodder, to be honest. Although I do have my eyes on the real grade Epion, which, yeah, the Epion is definitely on my list. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Again, thank you for using the affiliate links. There is an affiliate link for this guy in the description if you do feel like purchasing. But yeah, until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later.